The Raiders-Chiefs game was slated to start at 10 a.m. Pacific time. However, the Silver and Black did not get the memo because they thought it started at 12:30 Pacific. Because before Raider Nation could blink, the Silver and Black were down 26-0 with under 100 yards of total offense. I'm Bryan Salmond with this Vegas Nation recap. Now, the Raiders make the score respectable after Marshawn Lynch rumbles in from 27 yards out, and Derek Carr finds Jared Cook for a touchdown, but 26-15 Chiefs is your final score. And that sends the Raiders to 6-7 on the season, while KC improves to 7-6, remaining in first place in the AFC West. So for more on this disappointing Raiders performance, let's head to KC with our Vegas Nation crew. Guy.
Thanks, Brian. Well, here we are, Arrowhead Stadium, one of the cathedrals of professional football. But the Raiders today,
it wasn't a wedding, it was a funeral, it felt like.
I was going to say they really didn't have much of a prayer today. Did it surprise you? The Raiders have a chance to make a huge statement, the playoff future on the line, didn't get it done today. Did it surprise you that the Chiefs were able to handle them so easily?
I think in this spot, given what this game meant for the Raiders, one of three teams entering the day that were tied for 6-6 atop the AFC West, the Chiefs being one of those teams with which they were tied, and this spot in December to be trailing 26-0 entering the fourth quarter to a team, by the way, that lost 6 of the past 7 games. We all know what the Chiefs are capable of. They showed that over the first 5 games of the year. But for the Raiders to seat down to this level and such a critical time, I did not see that coming, no.
Yeah, you mentioned that the Chiefs have been struggling. Defense ranked 30th in the league, I think, coming in. This was a chance, I thought, for Derek Carr, if he had a big game, to make a huge difference in the game. Didn't happen. He struggled for most of the first 3 quarters. Showed some professional pride at the end when the Raiders got on the board, but not the game he would have wanted.
No, and this was indicative, I think, just not only Derek Carr, but it was the offense as a whole. It was the defense, special teams, but from a Carr standpoint, he had 69 passing yards going into the fourth quarter. His numbers look a little bit better, got over 200 for the day, but this was a very poor execution type of day. That's what Jack Del Rio, when he was asked about this game, execution. Now, certain people who watch this game will want to point to coaching because can it all be the players when you have this sort of total letdown and this sort of spot? Not in my position to say that, but for this offense to have fallen the way it did, they were efficient from a running game, but game flow, they weren't able to run as often as they would have liked, and you had the inefficiency as a whole in effect.
Totally agree. A one-sided loss, thorough loss. Still a chance to make the playoffs, but the Raiders aren't looking very much like a playoff team right now, are they?
No, I mean, and Mark Cooper, you figure he won't be ready next week against the Dallas Cowboys. He re-aggravated that left ankle sprain through which he played at the start of this game. Even if they had all of their weapons, they just aren't that team. A playoff team does not come to Arrowhead, however a place it may be, and have that letdown. You just don't do that and expect to play in January. December is where you punch your ticket for the playoffs, and the Raiders clearly did not have the currency on Sunday.
Final thoughts? Mine is it's getting a little chilly down here in the field. Maybe we need to get back uppers a little bit warmer. Where do they go from here?
They say they're going to continue to work. I think there's a bit of a concession in the locker room of we knew what this was. We've been in playoff mode for quite a while where we treat every single game like a playoff game, even though it's the regular season. Well, here in Week 14, the Raiders just lost a playoff game. That usually means your season is about over, so you're going to have some pride in these final 3 games, but the Raiders realistically know they probably blew their chance to make the playoffs.
So that's it from Arrowhead Stadium. Chiefs 26, Raiders 15. I'm Ron Kantowski. He's Mike Gehlken. Back to you guys in the studio.
All right, thank you very much, guys. In studio, as always, Gilberto Manzano, El Sharpo, always trying to make me look bad by looking so sharp. Anyway, my guy, the Raiders, playing in KC.
Not so sharp, right, for the Raiders?
Man, I said in my open the fact that they showed up like 2 hours late. Where was the fight? Where was the, hey, we're battling for the AFC West title in this?
That's probably the biggest concern. Like a game you really needed to win, a vital AFC West showdown. You're in first place with them tied. You already beat them once. Confidence should be sky high. I know they have to go to KC and play at Arrowhead, but to come out that flat, 0 points at halftime after the Jets had 38 points on them a week ago with Marcus Peters. No Peters. It was all set up for the Raiders to have a big game, at least offensively. But they went back to their old ways of dinking and dunking, not, stretching the field. Todd Downing, what is he doing?
That's actually what I was going to talk about next. I mean, the offense looked putrid. I mean, they're down, 26-0? They had under, 100 yards of total offense. Derek Carr, they're not stretching the field. What's the deal with Todd Downing and that Raiders offense? And Derek Carr, for that matter. I mean, he needs some criticism as well.
Yeah, definitely. I saw a point where Derek Carr got frustrated during the game. You usually see Derek Carr, cool, calm, collected, but he was very, frustrated out there. And I think it was with the play calling. I think that's why he got the little rally at the end where he just decided to do his own thing and just started, throwing the ball deep and just forcing some throws here and there. Sometimes you got to do that. And they had 15 points in the fourth quarter, but it was too late. You want this type of Derek Carr to come out the whole year. When you're supposed to be a quarterback, you're supposed to make that big step in your fourth season now. You can't rely on a play caller that much. You got to be the guy creating on there, audibles. Yeah, especially seeing what's going with the defense, what's going on. And Derek Carr has not done that all year. I don't know. Maybe he just want to show up, Todd Downing. I hear that they're really good friends. You don't want to, kind of maybe embarrass him. Maybe he's gotten to a point where, enough is enough, and it was just too late for Derek Carr. I don't know what it is. He's a great quarterback from what he's seen in the past, but sometimes quarterbacks hit that wall. We see it sometimes with Dak Prescott happen with the Cowboys. He kind of got out of the funk. But Derek Carr, again, fourth year, I really don't have any answers for what's going on with him.
No, I think the Raider Nation probably agrees with you on that one. Now, is there any hope left for the Raiders? They're sitting at 6-7 now. KC's at 7-6. Is there any chance the AFC West and the Bills won as well?
Yeah, mathematically they're not out yet, but it seems like they're pretty much done. You have to still beat the Cowboys, who we just mentioned are kind of hot now. They've won, I think 2 games straight. You get them at home, so you got to win that one at least 1 game at a time. But you still have to go to Philly on Christmas night and then play the Chargers in LA. So and you're gonna need help. You're gonna need the Chiefs to probably stumble, so maybe lose 2 games in a row. You need the Chargers to lose 2 games with they still have a game today. So maybe you just need a lot of help, and it's not looking like even if they get help, I don't know if they could take care of their own business.
That's true. That's true. Well, this guy always takes care of business. NFL writer for Review Journal. Check his work at reviewjournal.com. Gilberto Manzano. My man. All right, so up next for the Raiders, it's their home finale as the Silver and Black are taking on the suddenly hot Dallas Cowboys. They'll be visiting the Bay. So for my guys in KC, my guy Gilberto in studio, I'm Bryan Salmond with this Vegas Nation recap. See you next time.